chaos, dysfunction, and one hell of a show. Welcome to the Cornhole, bro.
All right, guys, welcome in episode number 7 of the Cornhole Roast podcast. Brian Bencourt, Jeremiah Ellis, and myself just got back from Des Moines, Iowa, guys. Had a pretty interesting weekend, a little bit of a smaller field, but ultimately Ryan Trader takes down singles and doubles. Kind of a little bit of stuff to talk about there. Katie Bartell, Woodchuck, taking down women's doubles. Steve Schrader, the truck driver, taking down seniors doubles as well. I mean, just a lot of fun, and then a little bit of bag controversy. So kind of talk about some things real quick. But Jeremiah, did you get to play it all this weekend?
Yeah, I actually played Saturday. I just went to a cash tournament. I guess I don't know if they just didn't get it out to the people, or I registered and it scared everybody away. I'm not sure, but show up and there's like 5 teams, bro. I'm like, awesome. Well, so I did that, and then I went and showed some support to. Go ahead.
Was it a guaranteed cash like payout, or was it just a small field?
It was
whatever you get, what you get.
It was better than like normal, and it wasn't far from me, so that's why I went. But it was $50 a team and 80% payout. So if you get enough people, it's a good trip. But and then I went and showed some support for my man Nate at Mutts. They've been trying to get me out there, and everybody loves that dude out there. They threw him a surprise party. He had nothing to know about it, and yeah, I think there was almost 100 people there. So he's doing something right when the people
right
do that for you. So but then I had my regional yesterday, Sunday, and I got my Ryan Trader on, got the sweep out.
Got that
one singles, one doubles. Played with my man Jay Dotson. He's not a pro this year, and that's just feels weird to me.
Yeah, he doing a lead or no?
No, he just chilling, man. He just chilling, enjoying the game. He ain't got any commitments or nothing, but it's just weird to me because Jay's been around the game forever. Right. When I first started, he's one of the ones that just kept smoking me and just beating me to the ground.
Yeah. But Brian, how about you? Did you get any games in?
No, I didn't play any. I mean, I went to the Saints game Thursday, so that's a good thing. Is I got to watch them get their ass kicked Thursday. But another good thing is I got very drunk, so I was hungover on Friday, and I think it was kind of like a 2-day hangover. So I didn't do anything Friday. Did stuff with the kids Saturday. Went to the fair. Watched a lot of college football and then the NFL, and I just think it was watched my fantasy team suck again. I did go 1-1, but it was a pretty chill weekend. So I was good that watch. I obviously watched you while it will listen to you. Didn't watch you, but yeah. I did get to tune into Iowa a good bit and watch Cornhole. So, watch Cash do his thing. Cash Chamness.
Cash killing it, man. He deserves every bit of that first round pick. I'll tell you that
much. Then also shout out to Noah, man. Noah Almonte. He's making a strong push. I mean, obviously strong appearance toward the end of the season. Now he's looking to get back there. So that's always good to see as well. Jay Rubin also obviously getting that doubles win with Ryan Trader. So I'm sure he'll be running his mouth now and getting back to that form.
Well, he already did. He didn't wait any time. After they took that title, he's like, you need to put us in your stupid top 15. And, of course, he used different language. But I'm like, I didn't make the top 15 list, bro. We did the team's grades. That's what I did. I'm over here getting yelled at for Jake Brannon and Trey Ryder and Anthony Ione's grades and stuff. I'm like, man. Wasn't even me. So my top 25 singles and my top 25 doubles teams will come out in November. So if you guys want to make a top 25 list as well, that's something that we could reveal here on the podcast. I think that'd be fun. But let's kind of get into a couple things. I mean, Ohio continuing to do good, man. Jeremiah, I know you're proud. Jeff Reynolds, Noah Almonte, you guys talked about. They're looking really, really good. I do want to touch base on a couple of things, and we'll talk with Eddie a little bit later about it probably. But I think the no headphones rule is coming into a factor, Jeremiah. You said it. Embrace the noise. It's in our intro, and right now I think it's playing a factor. Obviously, Bella was a little shook on it. You guys couldn't see it because it was during the commercial breaks, but we had like 4 or 5 people come to the court with headphones on. They're like, oh, you got to take that off. And then there's, of course, the keyboard warrior that took an extreme close-up screenshot of Caitlin Auhaus wearing her headphones.
Yeah.
And, that was one that slipped by. So they told us to kind of keep an eye on that. Even though we're not officials, they want us live feed commentators to tell you guys you can't have them on live feeds anymore. So I'll do that going forward, hopefully. But if I forget, it's not on me.
Dude, I think it's awesome, man. I think the no headphone things is great. I mean, not to bring in other leagues, but if you go to like a TCL event, bro, like the camaraderie, how loud they get, all the trash talk, but and not really trash talk to the player, mostly just cheering for their own getting loud. I think it's awesome. It's better than sitting there in silence the whole time.
Yeah.
So I think it's something you just have to embrace and get used to and block out the noise. And I just
Embrace
think too,
the noise. Say it. Say
that's
it.
right.
Put it on a
Embrace the noise,
t-shirt,
and then it also
Jeremiah.
gives
Come
you-
on.
I got it on a t-shirt.
How much fun is it?
I got a website yet.
Right. Jeremiah how much fun, obviously, Jeremiah, you can attest to this. How much fun is it whenever you hear somebody talking shit, especially if you're not playing, and then you win, you could chirp back at them, like, sit your ass on the sideline and shut up. You know what I mean?
That gets me fired up more than anything. I'd rather you root against me and talk crap to me. Yeah,
honestly, watching Cornhole, and even for you, Wally, I mean, you sit there and broadcast those games. I mean, it can get boring, right? I mean, the same things are happen. Having the crowd get into it, or even the players kind of chirp, it makes it more exciting. It brings more eyes. I mean, you look at last year whenever, Lori Doolin, Cheyenne, whatever, got into it. And then that next day when they were playing on the broadcast court, the amount of viewership it brought in.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember when they left, Jake Brand's like, damn, now our numbers dropped significantly. Yeah, no, Jake, nobody was sitting there to watch or listen to you.
Yeah. Right. You only listen to Wally. We know.
I think we need to figure out something to do during a 2-minute commercial break. I don't know. We lose a lot of viewers that way, but people gave me a little bit of grief too. I mean, I got a lot of positivity out of the Cody Henderson, antics and charades that he did this last week. There were a few people that were kind of like, that's not very professional of you. I was like, dude, look, first of all, guys, I've never claimed to be professional. I don't plan on becoming a professional. I'm an entertainer, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. So if you don't like it, man, hit that mute button. But it was a fun weekend for me, I think. And then the last thing I kind of want to talk about was the Tony Forbes bag situation. I guess his bags were too broke in. I see a lot of stuff going around online already about the ACLs pocketing the money and they're give this man his title and all this type of stuff. Like, look, guys, you don't know what has happened because he's keeping his title. They're going to review the money situation. Like, the ACL hasn't even had it figured out yet. So how you guys know it before they do is beyond me. We talked about that at dinner last night, that everyone just jumps to conclusions without having answers ahead of time. But I mean, Jeremiah, I know you've read every single rule in the rule book. It is in there that they weigh every single bag after all the victories. It's not like they were singling Tony Forbes out. I asked director, what the percentage is of bags that actually fail the test. So if you guys haven't been to an open, they have this like $30,000 machine where they set your bag in this square and it laser measures and weighs and does everything. So like it gets down to some scientific stuff. And if it doesn't pass, then you're subject to the rule, which is basically saying, you would lose out on that stuff. Now, it's never actually happened in a situation where somebody's won, so they're going to kind of review it and see what the process is. But as far as the situation goes, like, it wasn't a bag company thing. It was just, these were the 2024 bags he threw last year. They were just broke in a little bit too much. He's devastated. We talked about getting him on as a guest, but like, he's a kid, man. He's he's shook. And like, he doesn't need to be. I mean, he's a good thrower. So just kind of let the process play out and stop reading all the stuff online until we all get some actual answers to what happened. But I do have to say, there was like, I asked the director and they said about 40% of the bags actually failed since they started testing this year. So they are cracking down on some stuff. It's not like it's just, let's pick on Tony Forbes. Like, no.
So it's 40% of the winners' bags so far have failed?
No, 40% of the bags that they've tested. Now keep in mind, like, this isn't just bags that are being thrown. These are like brand new bags and stuff like that haven't even been thrown, or new lines they're trying to come out with. I mean, so there's a lot of different things that go into testing a bag. It's not as cut and dry as people may think.
And you have the option too, right? Not that everybody's going to do it. Just sit there and do it, but you have the option to bring it to them ahead of time.
That was my next thing. Anthony Eastridge, he went up there before he played, and he's like, I want to get my bags tested just to make sure. And Ty Thompson did the same thing. So I mean, it's available for you guys as long as the directors are free. They'll test it for you right there before you start playing. So there's no room for excuses after it happens. I mean, it really sucked. So I think that we'll kind of, and the ACL will work on this process going forward too, and make it a little bit more cut and dry. But anyway, so that's pretty much it. Let's go into balling with the boys and see what you guys got going on in the sports world. All right, guys. So we have it figured out, man. It's the New York Yankees and the Los Angeles Dodgers in the World Series. I want to play a little game with you guys here. I don't know if you guys have seen this before or not, but obviously they are up there as far as the team payroll goes. I want to see if you guys can guess how much they have in combined payroll between the Dodgers and the Yankees.
This is just for this season, right? Not
Just for
before.
this season, yeah.
I'm gonna go with $950 million.
950 million from Brian. Jeremiah, you got a guess?
951 million.
Ooh, you should have went the other way. You
Dang
should have went
it.
the same price is right.
Dang it.
303 million for the Yankees, 249 million for the Dodgers. We're looking at $500 million on these rosters, guys. This is insane. But one thing I do have to say, I love it, is that you could buy championships, and I hope that the St. Louis Cardinals, sitting right there at number 11, do something this offseason because we're kind of struggling. What are your guys' baseball teams? I'll go through their payroll as well.
Well, mine's the Braves, but we've been decimated by injuries this season. I know
Braves at 217. They're number 8, 217,
yeah,
290.
kind of up there.
Jeremiah, you
A lot of
Padres?
people give them a farm
I'm a
system.
Padres fan, yes.
Padres right in the middle at number 14, 161, 937. So,
I mean, it did
All right.
kind of the spending. I mean, kind of worked out. If you look at like the Mets, I know it was a big thing early in the season. Like they went out and spent all this money this season. Obviously, they made it to the NLCS, but
yeah.
I guess it kind of worked out for them a little bit versus what they have been. So
Yeah. All right. So, who you guys picking, man? It comes down to these final 7 games. Dodgers,
I hate
Yankees.
them both. So, but
I hate them both also. These are like the worst two. Like,
Exactly.
I'm a Padres fan, so screw the Dodgers. And
Right.
I feel like the Yankees are like, I feel like they're the Patriots of baseball. Like, they've
They're
just
the
won
most,
so daggone much that.
They're the most
I don't
wins
wanna
in history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully something happens that they don't get to play.
Here's the
Yeah,
way
I
I
think the
look at
Dodgers
it,
win.
man. I look at it like I want great players to get championships. We got 2 great ones that I'm kind of singling out right here, in Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani. So I'm kind of glad they're going to get there. If anything, I would say I like the way that Shohei carries himself, not to mention probably one of the largest contracts. And
What do you mean? This dude pawned off betting on games to his guy and got away with
that's
it.
what I was going to say, dude. One of the biggest contracts as far as dollars, and then selling out your friend to continue playing the sport. So, yeah, he lost a friend, but he could possibly give him a championship. But I'm going to go with the Dodgers, man. They got Tommy Edman. He got the MVP, and I think the Dodgers. I'll be in their corner this year.
Yeah, I'll go with the Dodgers too because they have Freddie Freeman, who we know is
Yeah.
the old Braves guy, And then I just hate the Yankees, even though I like Judge and Giancarlo Stanton. But
yeah,
I'm going to Dodgers.
I'm not watching. Where I'm getting down, I'm just not watching it.
Well, we talked about the Saints doing bad. How did the Dolphins do? Did they win?
No.
Dunzo,
our third string quarterback is now also injured. So
oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
Tua's supposed to come back this week now,
Yeah,
huh?
Tua's coming back this week. I saw that somebody signed Ritter from the old Cardinals, the Oakland Raiders, I think, or sorry, Las Vegas Raiders, I think. So that's going to be interesting to see if Ritter can come back and do anything. The Packers had a good game against the Texans, so take that, Gavin. But my fantasy team, man, I lost to Sammy Soto, I pretty much lost. There's just nothing you can do when only 1 out of your 12 players on your team scores a touchdown. I mean, he got lucky. He caught me in an off week. That team is really good, but we're going to go down to 3-4. Other than that, man, fantasy team's still doing pretty good. I went 10-5 this week, so continuing to win more than I'm losing. I'm ready for the playoffs. I'm pretty stoked about this, but
Playoffs.
we halfway through.
Yeah, hockey season is beginning too, and I think I'm going to buy some tickets to go see the Chiefs, the only undefeated team, take on the Raiders in November. So I'm looking forward to that.
I've seen that.
Yeah, I saw that post.
I feel like the Chiefs season's like backwards. Like the past few years, they've sucked at the beginning of the year, and then they just start crushing people.
Dude, they're not doing
They're
great.
playing like shit too.
Yeah, they're not doing great, but I think I'm going to wear a Chiefs hat, a red jacket or hoodie underneath, and then a referee's jersey on top. I think it'd be fun. All right, so let's.
Terrible. Saints suck. The only good thing about that game I will see is they did that honor to Drew Brees stuff, and they had a bunch of old players there. But then they just shit the bed. And not to mention, I had Cortland Sutton on my fantasy team who got 0 points.
Yeah, that's always
same.
fun.
Not
That's
even
always
0
fun.
points. No targets.
Yeah.
That's always fun when you go to the game to watch and you're like, well, at least I can watch this guy score and nothing, just crickets.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get into the show. We'll see you guys in just a little bit.
All right, assholes. I mean, people watching. If you remember last week, we did make a post on the Cornhole Roast page to kind of get our name out there a little more. And it was a contest to be one of the first people to have Cornhole Roast merch. If you saw how good Wally looked in his shirt and Rock Hill, I'm sure everybody, well, I know there were some people asking about shirts. So this was a chance to be one of the first people to have some merch from the Cornhole Roast. And the key was to like the page, tag 2 people on that post that we shared, and share the post. And the winner that would be chosen will receive a Cornhole Roast shirt, a K9 Unit patch, a King C podcast shirt, and a Jeremiah L's Belief keychain and patch, and then also an appearance on one of our future episodes. So we did have 50 people that did comment and tag 2 people on there. So we're going to go ahead and get that done out the way. Let's see here. Let's see with the names.
We ain't done yet. Appreciate all the support, but keep on sharing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I know Jeremiah, too, if you want to chime in as well. I know the plan is to make a bunch of shirts that we will have for sale. Once you see these shirts, we're excited about it. Excited to get some merch out there. And this isn't the first. I mean, and this isn't the only time we're going to run a contest. We'll do a couple more of these as well. So we do appreciate everybody following and sharing as well in the episodes. Always welcome some feedback. But, yeah, this is just the beginning.
And we're tired of asking guests to come on and then be like, what's the episode? That means we got to do better. Come on.
Yeah. So the winner of this gets an appearance?
Yes.
Yep, they do get an appearance in a future epised.
Don't know
All
which
I'm
one.
saying is, I'm hoping their head's not nearly as big as my dude Brian's.
All I'm saying is I hope they don't call and expecting to get questions asked from Jeremiah. So
Yeah, I like them a little more than you.
Whatever. So I'm going to shuffle this 3 times and we'll go ahead and give it a spin. 1, 2, 3. Here we go.
Here we go.
Drum roll, please.
All right. The winner is Matt Emery.
Let's go.
Yes.
Congratulations, Matt. We'll be reaching out to you and get you all this stuff and have you on a future episode for sure. And thank you all again for liking and sharing it and for the support. If you continue to do so, we would appreciate it.
We would appreciate it.
Hell yeah. All right, good stuff. All right, we'll be right back in just a little bit with some interviews. See you in a few. All right, guys, welcome back. Time for our amateur guest. Open number 2, women's doubles champ, Jasmine Privette. Jasmine, welcome in.
Hi.
Who the hell is that?
As he looks the wrong way. I love it.
Dang it, I dropped the ball again.
No, bro, I think it's great. You'll get it eventually.
All right, so anyway, Jasmine, talk about your weekend here in Des Moines, Iowa, obviously coming off of the women's doubles championship with Katie. How was it for you?
It was definitely an experience. I mean, coming from the first open shootout format, have never done that before. And then going to Classic, I just knew I had a shot. I guess some reason I like to play with my food a lot. So as soon as I start, losing, that's really when I start amping up. So first game with me and Katie, I personally didn't even do so well. We lost that, and then we played a consecutive 4 hours. I mean, just like trying and, grinding real hard to come back. So, and we had to show up for it. So it was pretty good.
Show up you did for sure. I mean, we saw obviously the hype between Katie. She was getting all hype, getting loud. A couple of matches, obviously the one against Bell.
Some people didn't like it.
What's that?
I said some people didn't like it.
No, some people didn't like it. I mean, I guess there was a question there too, and I believe y'all played before y'all on the broadcast court. Was there anything there before that happened the previous time or anything like that that maybe caused that? Or was that just her hyping you up and getting hype herself?
Yeah, so Katie knows me outside of Cornhole. I'm a pretty quiet person. I don't really show a lot of emotion either when it comes to Cornhole. So just for her to keep my momentum up and keep encouraging me, That's just who she is. And so it works for me, you know. I'm pretty hard on myself. So even though I might not show any emotion, there's a lot going on in my head. So it's good to have a partner like Katie on my side to be able to really keep the momentum in my head up.
Yeah, for sure.
I know Jeremiah loves to see that Katie's hyping you up on the other end because member of the Woodchuck, she's definitely going to be loud. But do you have a preference usually of your partner of getting loud or staying quiet, or you just don't really care as long as you're throwing good?
Yeah, I don't really care either way. I do like sometimes when, you know, my partner, if I know that I'm really struggling mentally in my head, just trying to keep myself, you know, going. I do like my partner to kind of show some emotion sometime. But I've had partners as well who don't show any and they just grind. We both grind for it. But sometimes it is a little boost in an ego to kind of hear your partner telling you that you are doing good and just keep it up.
All right, so you guys get that women's doubles out the way. I mean, they definitely win early on in the season. I mean, what is the goal going forward now that you guys got that doubles win? Is it to get another one? Is there you have a certain amount, or maybe a singles, or what's the plan?
Yeah, so for this season, for myself, it's just to start off really strong. I was fortunate this season to be a sponsored elite player for Fire Cornhole, and with our opportunity that they have been able to give me, I plan to travel as much as I can, continue increasing my social media, like TikTok, Twitch, I mean, just everything. Just really kind of putting myself out there and really trying to make a name for myself. Um, I've been throwing a lot lately. It's kind of been my main goal. I haven't let anything really get in between that mindset of me. So cornhole is top priority right now.
Yeah, Jeremiah, got any questions?
I didn't get to watch the match where I assume you guys are who they was talking about, but I heard there was just the chirping was so insane. And yeah, you're right. Some people enjoyed it and some people was like, that's just mean. I think everyone needs to talk crap. Everybody.
Yeah, it was basically just Katie firing up Jasmine on the other end, and I think Bella took offense to it. Didn't like that it was happening in the middle of the round, but I mean, I think that's just Katie's natural emotions getting out. But Jasmine, we were kind of joking around about you throwing in the camouflage pants. We called you the floating torso because you didn't have any pants on, but you said it helped you out get comfortable. Talk about that.
For sure. So I grew up in Georgia wearing camo all the time. It's just something comfortable that I like. Just like you know, some people like to wear PJ pants. It's just you know, you feel comfortable, you throw confident, and that's just kind of how I was starting to really reach myself out in my throwing. It's just my outfits, you know. I know if I'm dressing nice, I'm gonna be able to play good. And yeah, I like wearing camo. I like mudding and doing a bunch of mud bogging. So camo is just kind of like, you know, just kind of like a part of my wardrobe, I guess.
Do you do any kind of hunting or anything like that?
No, not recently, but it's just kind of like a southern thing, I guess. I don't know.
So I heard you say something too about increasing actually your social media. You said, I believe you said Twitch, right?
Yeah, correct.
So are you a gamer as well?
Yeah, so I am trying to pursue my affiliate program on Twitch.
Okay.
And I'll be a full-time streamer for Call of Duty, like Fortnite, mostly a lot of shooting games, but Call of Duty is mostly my preference.
Are you excited for the new Black Ops 6 or what?
We'll see. I've seen that there's been some different movement styles, so I'm very excited to see what they have to offer.
Nice.
I hate all the Black Ops, every single one of them.
It's just
The
because you're
movement
not
on this
good.
one looks
That's okay.
crazy.
Comes out Friday. Y'all better be ready.
I know, bro. We're gonna have to grind it, Wally.
I'm ready to grind it. I'm ready to grind it with you, Brian.
Yeah, that's right, baby. Maybe Jasmine will let us hop on our stream.
Yeah, why not?
I don't know if
She
you
even
want to
got a
invite these
camera.
guys, bro.
You ain't
I
even
don't know
got
if
a
she wants to
camera,
invite y'all.
Jasmine. How you gonna stream without a camera?
You know, with my earnings, even though it wasn't as much as I expected it to be.
Oh shit! Speak about it now. Oh shit! Speak about it now.
It wasn't as much as I expected it to be, but I also didn't really have a number in mind. But I'm gonna use that and get my camera. Because Wally's been on my ass about it. So am I allowed to say that?
Say whatever you want.
Say whatever. Yeah, exactly. Say whatever you want.
We don't hold anything back. And you don't need a camera. I mean, I would say a camera helps, but I know a lot of people start out streaming without a camera just to get
Yeah,
their
I
numbers
just
up.
got the new mic right here, and that's a good start for me. Good audio quality. I got a good headset. I play Xbox, so it's not like a high PC or anything, but it definitely does the job.
Yeah.
All right, Jasmine. So what's next for you? Obviously, Open number 2. You got. I assume you're going to Battle of Queens this weekend. How many Opens you plan on attending to this year? And are you still looking for any other sponsors?
I'm always open to new opportunities. Anybody who really wants to, I guess, believe in me as a player and believe that I can promote them in different platforms, I'm always available and open for that opportunity as well. As far as opens, I haven't really decided exactly which ones I'm going to go to. Obviously, all the local ones that are near me. I know that Arkansas is the next one, so I should be attending that one. And then Battle of the Queens this weekend. Unfortunately, I was dropped for the player that I had for me. She changed for somebody who is I would do the same, I guess, for this player. I don't really want to put out any names, but she is
Fuck that. Put it out. Who is it?
way better player than I am, and I totally understand. So
Who is it?
No, we'll find out. You might as well just tell us.
Who is it?
Yeah, you might as well just tell us. Not like you're bad mouthing them.
Well, I mean, you're probably going to see them at Battle of the Queens anyways. So I initially was going to play with Allison Peterson here in North Carolina. And she ended up dropping me for Sam Finley, which totally understand. I mean, Sam Finley is a heck of a player. And this some of the top women I've always looked up to. And so
Neither one of them got a women's doubles championship, though.
You know, sometimes you just gotta show them what's up first and see that sometimes people, don't realize what they have until they lose it, right?
That's right. So do you have a new partner already?
I don't, but I do plan on attending. It'll be my 4th year attending there. So just going to play crew and singles. And if I end up finding somebody between now and then definitely I'm going to shoot my best.
All right, Jasmine. So if we find the perfect lady for you, how does she get a hold of you?
Yeah.
Via Facebook. You could do Instagram. Facebook is the best method as well.
Yeah. Does she have to be single?
Hot?
You want her to be hot? Wear a camo?
Looks does not matter. It's all about the game at that point.
I like how she thinks this is still part of the interview.
Wally's trying to get me in trouble, dude.
I'm making this as hard as I possibly can for Jeremiah to edit next week.
Oh, shit.
It don't matter. My Wi-Fi is like completely. I don't know what's going on.
I can barely understand. You're just a little choppy. It's not that bad.
All right, Brian, you got any other questions for Jasmine before we let her go?
No. Just congrats again on the win. Obviously, it's good to make your mark early on in the season. I'm sure it does put you on the radar, though, so which I'm sure will help make your game better and perform better, and obviously make others perform better against you, which always helps. So good luck the rest of the way. I'm sure we'll see you in Arkansas. I know I'll be there. I believe Wally, too. So, yeah. And then good luck with Battle of the Queens, too. So.
Thank you. I appreciate the invite to be here, even though it was a little last minute. But I'm glad that I was able to be here.
Everything we do around here is last minute. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, but everything.
It's all good. I appreciate the opportunity. And if you guys ever need anything, you guys know where to find me.
All right. Appreciate it, baby. Good luck.
Right. Bye, guys.
All right, guys. Welcome back. No pro this week. They all driving back from Iowa or attending Mark Richards' wedding. So we figure we just kind of shoot the shit with Eddie Schmidt. Let's bring him on. What up, my dude?
I like that. Shoot the shit with Eddie Schmidt.
Yeah. How are things going, man?
Good, man.
Yep,
Long weekend in
pretty
Iowa, long day in Iowa, but we're back home, back on the grind.
Yeah, I'll say pretty good weekend for Sub-Zero out there in Iowa. Steve and Katie bringing home some plaques, and
Yeah.
Donald Cup having a deep run. Kind of talk about your squad this year, dude.
Mood. So Don, well, shout out to Don. That's 2 opens in a row that he's taken second in seniors, and both times he knocks Steve out. Both times, Steve always jokes with me that Don plays against Steve and shoots out of his ass literally every time. He beat Steve both times. Shot a 10-8 both times on Saturday or on Friday. But yeah, no, we went a little bit smaller with the roster this year. We only got 4 pros, but we got some advanced players. I know Don's elite this year, so he's. We have Maya Maylin on the pro side. And then Don's throwing them as well. But Don and Maya were actually a cool story because it's kind of your bag maker's dream where they had no sponsor and they purely threw my bags because they just liked them the best out of all the bags they owned. So I reached out to them. They wanted to buy sets of bags. And I was like, I'll just send you some for free. And then it kind of just came from there. So then this year I was able to actually support Maylin financially and actually fully sponsor her rather than her just throwing them. So that was a cool. And, that's kind of everything about my brand. I only have 4 players, but I got Riker Wells, Steve Schrader, Katie Bartel, and Malin De La Cruz Gigante on the team this year. It's so hard for me not to say Maya Cup.
I know.
You said that well anyways. I don't even think I'm going to attempt to say that.
But every single person on the team, I have a personal relationship. We're friends off the boards, and they're really, really good people. So I'm really happy to have them representing. But really cool to see him show out this weekend and throw really, really well. I know Steve is always throwing well. I feel bad. Shout out to Steve in singles. People haven't seen him on the live stream. He has averaged a 10-4 so far in seniors, and he's got 5th and 3rd or something in the 2 brackets. And he just, that's the seniors division with these fast boards. We had a conversation today. He's trying to learn. He's like, I need to get better at my level 1 block game. He's like, because I like my air mount, I like my push, especially in the senior game. And with these faster boards, man, when they're getting a little bit of drip, when they miss left and miss right, those PPRs are just going to be it's so hard to run bags now. But yeah, no, really happy with my team so far this year. And it's just fun being able to go down and watch them play.
That's good. So, obviously, does Steve throw faster bags?
No, he throws the Wintertide, which is a 5.9 hybrid carpet. He's been throwing Don was actually throwing Glaciers this weekend, which is kind of like your Viper R variant, Viper R carpet, but I make mine just a little bit rounder, a little smaller. But the hybrids have kind of taken over, especially with the fast boards, is you really don't get punished sometimes on slower boards, because they're not going to kick even with that 4 or 5 speed carpet because the boards are so fast. So you kind of get the benefit of the humidity. It cuts through it a little bit better when it starts to get a little sticky versus traditional fast bags. So they've all been, Steve's been kind of been on the hybrid from the beginning. He actually asked for some slow bags this year. So I've made him some slower carpet bags because on the senior game, he's messing around practicing, trying to do that block game a lot more. Just trying to see what he can do to try to shake it up a little bit especially because this was a smaller open, and people are still shooting 10-8s when you play against Double D and Terry Mathis and all these other seasoned vets that are going to throw a 10-5 on your head every single game you play if you don't block. They're trying to transition there.
I think the senior division is probably the highest PPR around. That's all
yeah.
they want to do is throw the bags in the hole.
Oh yeah, that, and they're totally fine running third. The crazy part is, and you know this for a fact, when you make a deep run in a bracket, you're throwing a lot of rounds. It's a lot of bags. It's exhausting to play the whole day. They're totally content as the oldest people in the game that we play, throwing 200 rounds a tournament, easily. They're like, yeah, 37 round game, whatever. That was round 1. Let's do it again, round 2. And you're like, how are you still going, man?
I was actually kind of shocked. I was talking to a few of them, and I was like, is this just too much for you guys on Fridays? And they're like, no, I love getting it out of the way early on Fridays, having singles and doubles, being there the whole day. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't really think that they would, look into it and love it that much. But yeah, the seniors division,
they're probably all up by 5 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean?
I figured they would by 6, But yeah, Jeff Reynolds adding to the senior division now. That's another big name.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
And also Gary Bearpaw.
Yeah. So, in case you guys haven't heard of Eddie before and you guys are just tuning in, Eddie has been around for a while in the bag game, and you can hear how passionate he talks about the bags. And that's one reason I wanted to have you on as a guest because, your journey, I've been there with you for most of it. You had me on as one of your guests on your podcast, and we also had you kind of help out with the ACL live feeds back in the day, talking about the different types of bags and the materials and the speeds. And you thought it'd be cool for the viewers to kind of get a little bit more insight on the bags as far as what the materials are and what the speeds are. I thought that was something that's pretty cool. But then you decided to take a different route and go to the path of making bags. So kind of talk about that journey a little bit, and then kind of talk about how many different materials you felt in your lifetime.
Well, I was really lucky, to be honest. It kind of all just like the time, it was all time and place, right? So obviously I got into cornhole during COVID, like a lot of people back in like 2019, 2020, or end of 2019, 2020, and started playing. And then I actually started working from home full time. So then I had some extra time. I started making YouTube videos just because as a millennial, I was like, oh, well, what kind of bag should I buy? I went on YouTube. There wasn't a lot of content. I'm like, screw it, I'll do it. So I started making them. That kind of grew a lot. I got a following from reviewing the bags. So just from trying 400 sets of bags, I knew became friends with the owners, and I was like, hey, what is this material? What is this? What does this fill? That kind of thing. I took some bags apart, tried them out. Then I kind of was just like, man, I know everything about these, and I do all my own artwork, and I was doing artwork for companies to send me bags. I was like, hey, what if I just bought a sewing machine and a printer just from Hobby Lobby, like a small one, buy a little bit of the fabric, and I'm just going to make some set of bags for myself just for fun, throw in the backyard, mess around, try different stuff. Just made it some for my buddies for their birthdays and stuff. And then they were like, hey, man, you should start selling these. I just want to give you some money for it. So I used to charge like $40 or whatever. Decided to make it into a brand. And it's just grown. Yeah. But I made it into a brand, labeled the bag, and then just kind of just grew it naturally from there. So, I mean, I still make every bag that I sell by hand. I still hand sew everything in the garage. I print them in the garage. I design them on this computer I'm in right now. So it honestly just came genuinely from a passion project that I just really liked the game, and I liked messing with all the stuff. And then I think a lot of other people appreciated that I was a player that played all the time, and I just made a bag like that a player would want. Or I'd get feedback of, man, I don't like that it's too floppy or this. So I'm like, okay, I'll try a different one. So I made a bag with more fill and stuff like that. So it's just kind of been cool to grow from there. And I think it gives me a unique outlook when I talk to players and get feedback on bags and stuff to be able to create them.
I'm always curious, when you look at these smaller bag makers. I mean, obviously the market has changed a lot over the past few years. You could say it's somewhat saturated when it comes to bag manufacturers and things like that. I'm curious to somebody like you, who's one of the smaller bag companies, what has been like your biggest challenge as far as getting your name out there, obviously, and then getting your bags in more players' hands to obviously, it comes down to just selling more in general.
So, I mean, I think it always, and I said this, I was on, I forget what the podcast was. Oh, I was on the Big Asp, and I talked about this and said, it really depends on your goals as a company, right? So like, it depends on how big do you want to get. So when you look at like, all right, how much have I grown? How much have I sold? How many areas am I in? Where am I selling? Where am I not selling? Well, if I want to sell, 2,000 sets a month, doing 20, 30, 40,000 a month, whatever it may be, or more than that, like 100,000 a month, 200,000 a month, like some of these big companies do, right? That requires a certain level of, got to have player involvement. You got to have marketing budget. You got to be going to all the local events. You got to have representation. If you're just looking to do like, hey, I'm one man guy, I'm just trying to grow. I've actually found that like, I sponsor some advanced players in different areas. I, just reach out to a lot of people, answer a lot of questions, donate a lot to charity, like raffles and stuff like that. And it's helped it grow in a natural way where like it's keeping me busy. It probably wouldn't keep, BG or all Cornhole busy, right? Their numbers are different than mine. But it's kind of been, I kind of like the fact that I've kept it small and grown purely at a natural way. Like I haven't tried to like buy ads or, that kind of stuff to grow. It's purely been, hey, try out this bag. Wow, I really like this bag. I'm going to recommend it to this guy. Or I have people message me all the time. Hey, I tried these bags in a blind draw. He said he bought them from you brand new. You pre-break in your bags. Like, can I get a set of those or whatever? And it's really grown like that. And I think that's helped a lot because my community of people that throw them are really passionate about it because they didn't feel like it was like a trendy thing. They got it because they genuinely liked them.
Yeah. I mean, that's the one thing for me is like I had my sponsors and everything lined up, but obviously you knew I threw the winter tides on a regular basis. So you definitely captured me in that regards. And, I'm looking forward to doing some collabs with you and stuff like that. But
for sure,
besides myself and Jeremiah Ellis, and I guess we'll throw Brian in there because he's on the show. If money was no object, name one player that you would love to have on your squad.
Adam Hissner.
Besides yourself.
No, Adam Hissner. Or someone like Adam, like Nico Morels, like some of that. Like, so I'm a lot of my team. I mean, like you can be the best player in the world, but if you're not like a good representation off the court or a fun person to be around. Or I like people that go to local events, or they're going to local tournaments. Or I mean, like the reason I say Adam is because one, I'm good friends with him off the boards. We go out and hang out at Worlds all the time. Like he's always making jokes and making people laugh. And if you ask I asked like 15 pros this at Worlds, like, hey, for the pro blind draw, if you could just pick your partner just for one tournament, whatever, who would it be? And everyone said Adam. Because they're just like, we know it's going to be a good time. We know we're going to joke around. Like, we know if I mess up, he's not going to get like mad. You know, he's going to have some beers and joke around. And like, that's just kind of like the personality that I have and the personality that I run my brand is like, hey, when the tournament's done, we're going out to dinner. We're going to the casino to hang out. Like we're all spending time together. And I've kind of really tried to build my team around that. So I think we'd have a good time.
I like it.
But money definitely has to be no object there because that dude is expensive.
All right, boys, got anything else for Eddie before we let him go? Let him enjoy his night and get back to bag making?
Nothing.
I'd ask, I guess, Eddie, I mean, I'm sure you set some goals out for this season, I would say, as a bag maker. What's one of the goals that you have, I guess, for this can be considered like a successful season? Also, I mean, I know you play a lot as well, so maybe if not bag making with your game improvement or anything like that.
Oh, I can't have any playing goals or I'll freaking have a heart attack. I think those will never come to fruition. But what I don't get to play as much as I used to. But
what did you win in Iowa? Was that intermediate?
No, I won comp back when comp was tier 2 or whatever.
Yeah, he won comp. Like it was.
I shot a 10.75 in the finals. Yeah, and then Trey,
Sandbagger
at its finest.
No.
Jeez,
I never played an ACL event before, so I was.
That's what they all say. They're like, I've never played an ACL, but I've been playing bags for 10 years. Let me just drop to here and get an easy win.
No, this is back before. This is way back when it was kind of just so like I was like this was what 4 years ago. I was the 10th highest. I was like the 10th PPR in competitive too, and won it. Like it wasn't like I was like killing people. I went block, triple, airmail around. The funny part about that story is I was staying with Wally for that. This is way before Sub-Zero, and I don't know. We ended up playing like a blind draw in the hotel lobby the night before. Yeah, and, like with like Trevor Kufis, a bunch of other people. We go to bed super late. Me and him both wake up way later than we're supposed to. Single starts in like 20 minutes. I messaged Keck and I said, can you please pull me from singles? And they're like, it's too late to pull from singles. So I looked at Wally and said, well, I guess I'm going to go a quick 0-2 so I can go home. And so I played with no cares, shot all airmails and won the event. So that was pretty cool.
So you thought you was going home early and you just want to be there all day long. Maybe you should do that every time you play.
Yeah, dude. I mean, sometimes do you ever feel like you play better when you just don't care? Like if you're just like, I don't care if I lose, and then you just do stuff you shouldn't do, but you just make all of them, and you're like, I just win. That's weird.
No, I don't never not care and want to lose. That's not even on the table. Yeah, maybe
I never said want to lose. I said not
caring to lose is the same thing if you ask me. But I mean, me and Ryan Hart's been out till 3 a.m. and come in. Yeah, you're just gonna play. That's why I do everything. I'm gonna show up and play my game, and maybe it's not my day today.
Yeah. But Brian, answer your question. My goal is honestly for the year, it's just to continue to. It grows such a weird word too, because it's like just continue to get in new markets. Honestly, for me, the biggest thing for me, I mean, I still work full time outside of like this isn't my full time gig. I still do this as a side gig. I know Jeremiah, you still work full time too. I mean, so I'm working a lot of hours trying to do Sub-Zero. But when I get messages from people that say, hey, I'm just getting into the game. I tried your bags. My PPR went up a full point. Or like, I really like the design that you made. Or I put someone's names on a set of bag. And they're like, dude, this meant the world to me. My kid's birthday. Those messages mean way more to me than the money. So like for me, it's like continuing to try to build a brand where a lot of that stuff is prevalent in it, I think means a lot more to me than the money. I would love to be able to do this full time. So if I can grow to a point where this is supporting me full time, I think that'd be really cool. But that's something I'm working towards, and I'm trying to work towards it in the natural way. The brand grows word of mouth, and I try to do my best to grow it in the right way, and hopefully, it comes back around.
Yeah, well, we'll definitely keep pushing you, man. As long as you keep making the product that you keep making, we appreciate you joining us here, man. Especially on short notice, man. I know it's a little rough, but yeah. Are you going to Badgerland?
Of course, man.
All right, bro. I'll see you out there, man. Appreciate you.
Oh, yeah, we'll hang out. All right, good to see you guys.
All right.
Thanks, Eddie.
What episode are we on? Are we on actual episode 6?
7. I think we're on 7.
All right, guys, welcome back. Our amateur guest of the. Damn it, dude, you fucked me up. Let's go ahead and mix it up. Get some ladies in here. Our
Jeremiah's
doubles
already in here.
champ.
All right, I dropped the ball. Redo.
Thank you. At least you admit it. All right, y'all. Welcome back. If you remember last week, we
Start
made a post.
over.
Why we have to start over?
Redo.
Because I already said start over, and then Jeremiah interrupted too. It's just all bad now. It's all bad because you didn't get us a pro this week.
More like I think they have an issue with us. Honestly, everybody, asks what's the podcast because clearly nobody knows.
They don't want to be roasted.
Well, and then I tell them, and they ask who I'm with, and then I tell them you guys, and they're like, "Oh, nah, I got some."
Yeah, who just muted him? What does it say? What does it say? I see something etched in there. What does it say? I see that it's like etched in there or something.
It says always bet on yourself, but I was trying to show you that it looks like a penis. No, we have no format or it just makes editing extremely hard, and I already suck at it.
What I would do is I would always
I was holding fuck yeah.
like 5 or 10 seconds after I finished the video, I would just clap really loud. And then when you put in the editing software, you see this random sound spike at the beginning and at the end. And you just cut right between those two, and then you're good.
All right, welcome back, y'all. If you remember last week, we made a post.
Audio.
See you. Cut this part out. All
right, guys.
All right, a little deep breath. Who's 17?
Brad's doing it also. To both my broadcasts, he was going crazy. I mean, that's where the shush comes from, but it creates something people want to watch. I don't want corn. Let's not be so sensitive. Let's not take everything. That's what threw me off. No, that's an excuse. Right. That threw you off. At the end of the day, you want to be a pro athlete, you're gonna have to figure everything out. Just think about it. Adam would have won 3. He would have won 3 titles if I didn't show up to the broadcast of the other 2, because the only person he couldn't beat on the broadcast was me.
True.
And
True.
I'm drinking more than Adam.
You were
drink more than Adam.
I don't know about that. Until you can beat me, then I can't sponsor you.
What's that going to look like?
Threw my neck out. Talk about how much fun that was for you, and why you were kind of just.
You freeze?
What was the last part?
He's frozen. I know, bro. We have to grind it, Wally.
I'm ready to grind it. I'm ready to grind it with you, Brian.
Yeah, that's right, dude.
All right. Well, you guys have a good night.
Don't tell me what to do. Get out of here.
Cornhole money is not enough to survive unless you live at home and you have 0 children.